Well, Sajjad Karim is a Conservative member of the European Parliament for the northwest of England and himself a Muslim. Does he support the letter sent by Eric Pickles?
Most of the letter is actually very constructive. However, it is rather unfortunate that an underlying message, which I don't think was the intention to convey, but it certainly has been put out in a way that you are looking to try and place a responsibility on a section of our community that it is impossible for them to fulfil. And equally, you are, in many ways, holding that section of our community responsible for matters that actually are well beyond their control.
One of the sentences says you have a precious opportunity and an important responsibility in explaining and demonstrating how faith in Islam can be part of British identity.
Well, it is part of British identity, and in fact, this is not something that is new. This is something that has been a part of the British identity, in fact, for many centuries. Certainly when one looks at the history of the Indian subcontinent, you will find that the concept of Britishness, as it then was, with subjects, incorporated many, many millions of people of faiths, including Hinduism, Islam, and many hundreds and thousands of followers of Sikhism as well. And so, therefore, to try and portray today that somehow Islam is a new part of the concept of Britishness in itself, I'm afraid, is actually quite an ill-informed basis upon which to try and communicate with a section of our society who quite clearly today, one needs us to be reaching out to encourage them to make sure that they know that they have a valued place in our society and that place is to be protected. And then secondly, along with that, I think there is a need for us to recognise today that actually it is that very section of our community that has been targeted over many decades by extremists. This is not something new. And it is that section of our community that has lost a small number, but at the same time, some very bright young individuals who have been targeted by extremists coming from abroad.
So what do you think the impact of the letter is going to be around the country? You almost seem to be suggesting that it could be counterproductive.
I hope that by people like myself speaking out, we can start to emphasise the constructive intent with which this letter was sent, and that the drafting is where there has been limitations and shortcomings.
Sajjad Karim,